Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Capcom Podcast. I'm Cameron.
I'm Sap.
Sure, I'm Justin.
Jack.
Yeah.
And we have a new episode. Before we jump right in, real quick, guys, how y'all doing today?
It's a good day, Cameron. Sun is shining. I'm with these silly little pals on StreamYard. Things actually could not be better. So that's the just the opinion of the day. And anyone else wanna rain on the parade with
I mean, things can always be better, but I'm also having a pretty good day. Sun is in fact shining.
He keeps doing that.
Got to go. It keeps fucking doing that. I got to go to a record expo today at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park, and putzed around.
How early did you wake up this morning?
Oh, my baby woke up at 4:50 a.m. So I've been up since 4:50.
Early bird gets the worm. The baby's doing it right.
I got up this morning.
So 4:50 we woke up. At 9:45 we left for the expo. I did that from 10 to 11:30. Then I got back home. Now I'm here talking to you.
To be fair, the Stone Pony is what, a 10-minute walk from your house?
Yeah, we drove. Let's be honest.
We got
the American people, but kind of.
We got the baby. I'm not walking the baby 10 minutes when I can drive 4. Y'all crazy.
You know they've invented strollers like what 150 years ago.
Are you talking to me about strollers? Is this guy talking to me about strollers?
Hey everyone, welcome to the Stroller Cast. My name is Justin, and we're gonna be talking about our favorite stroller brands.
It's gotta be Numa. Gotta be Numa.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the brand name, but there is this one close to Alexanderplatz in Berlin where they have these bougie things. They are like very fancy, and you can fold them together, and you can take the carry thing off. And then they also have one that looks like an old woman basket, and it's all natural produce. It's $7,900.
Oof.
And the last time I walked past, it said currently sold out on pre-order.
Jeez.
And I saw 2 people walking past the store with the same model, and I'm like,
Dios mio. So it's one of those flex strollers.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's handmade, and in Europe, so it's kind of like good quality. But then again, like, I'd go into that store and be like, hey, can I get this on a leasing contract? Because I am not seeing myself buying this.
If you have to lease it, you can't afford it.
Justin, how do you feel about talking about this movie?
Well, you see, Cameron, no price is too much for a baby. So I think it is worth the investment. Why are we
we're doing a
Juno cast right after this. Why are we saving baby talk for then?
Yeah, now that we came to the point, can we even afford a baby when we have to think about leasing a stroller? Is it the right point to get a baby or not? So the movie of this week is
The Boys in the Boat. Cameron, I need you to stop trying to procrastinate movie talk.
What? I'm done. No, that's the stream. Goodbye, you guys.
All right, see you, dude. All right, everyone. The Boys in the Boat is a hit new film, aka 2023.
We're using that word "hit" pretty liberally.
We'll get to that. We're being silly for the time.
Wait, by the way, I just need to point out before we start this, Seb did not see the movie.
Who?
Thing is, I didn't see the movie because I didn't have time because this guy here had to work a lot lately.
How is this my fault?
It's not your fault. I said I had to work a lot lately.
He's talking about something in the third person. Keep up.
I work a full-time job and have a kid. Saw the movie, took notes,
and I'm too good for this.
I've got notes. I typed up notes on the phone.
I want to say I invested more time because I've read the book.
Oh, all right, bravo. It was a weird flex, but I'm glad you could do it.
It's a weird flex. Truly, welcome to the Capcom Podcast.
Also, second point to put myself into your good liking again. I only watch George Clooney movies if he's in there, because if I can't see him, then it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, also, he's a way better actor than a director. We can just start with that.
Well, why don't we get to Justin? Justin, I think, wanted to explain what the movie was about.
Oh, please.
I will, but
I mean,
Seb, if you It would have been so interesting if you watched the movie. Tell us how they did as an adaptation and be able to compare. And
that would have actually been useful analysis that people cared about.
I mean, you tell me what you think about the movie, and I tell you from the stuff that you tell me what I remember from the book. That
Can't wait.
You remember
Can't
the
wait.
book.
Can't wait.
Okay.
When was this reading, Seb? How long ago
end
was
of last year, early this year. So like,
okay, it's not too bad.
Recent.
Oh, that's
all
great.
All right.
That's perfect then. Because when you said I remember what I remember from the book, I'm like, please.
No. What basically what I know from the book, what you know from the movie, and I can tell. But I mean, the story is based on true stuff. So
I can already tell you what I think the difference between the movie and the film is, but we'll get to that later. And then let me know if I'm right or wrong, because I have a pretty good idea of what they should have done with this film to make it actually interesting.
Whoa.
But they decided to breeze over that. We'll get to it. Justin, take us off, baby.
Well, Wikipedia tells me elderly Joan Rance watches.
Wait, did you see the movie?
Oh my god!
Did you not see the movie?
Yes, I saw the movie.
Okay.
The Boys in the Boat is about a young Joe Rance in a story that based on a true story film.
Joe Rance, played by Caleb Turner,
who's been on his own his entire life. Needs to make up funds to be able to wrap up his tuition funds for school. He joins a rowing team, but can the team pull it together to beat the Nazis? Let's find out.
Team? Which uni?
He was
Washington, University of Washington.
Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of my cleaner summaries.
Well,
in the run of the movie, he like how did he get to be in that university? Like, what did his life entail for him before that? Do you know?
We don't really. I don't think the movie really starts with that.
It doesn't start with that, but
it touches
Can
on
you
it.
stop giving him
He can't
hints
afford tuition. He can't afford tuition. He's paid half a semester, and they're threatening to kick him out of the school. The only reason he joined the crew team is because it would have paid for the second half of his semester.
That's right.
Some of us watched this.
Wait, Cameron,
why are you vilifying me for answering?
I was gonna say, Cameron, are you quizzing us, or are you legitimately asking? I can't tell.
I actually watched the movie. I think just reading off of Wikipedia.
You think Justin watched? Wikipedia is a bit. It's not me saying I didn't watch the movie. Chill. I took more pages of notes on this than I did Minecraft or Juno.
I took about double the notes on Juno because Juno actually had things that made it good. But let's not talk about Juno. Stay on track. Stay on track.
This movie, I wrote a lot because I needed something to do while watching the movie.
Good morning to Jeffrey.
Hi, Dad.
Jeff, what's going on, my guy?
Anyway,
all right.
Justin, thank you for that introduction into the movie. Unless you want to say more.
Did I say the Nazi part? I could say
that. Enough of you, Justin. let's get down to the nitty gritty, fellas. I'm gonna hit you with what I like to call my good, my bad, and my ugly.
Remember, we're still the spoiler-free version of this episode, my friend.
This is a spoiler-free.
So we'll start with our just general feelings about the movie, and then we'll get into spoiler territory when we talk more about the
general feelings. So here's the good things about the movie. You know, it's a in concept, in theory, it's a fun underdog story, right? I don't know if the execution was there, but it is a fun underdog story.
No, the execution wasn't.
Let him talk.
My favorite part of the film were the shots on the water. Actually, when they were rowing, or the overhead shots of the rivers and things, that was actually really cool. That kind of kept the whole thing going for me. That's what kept me engaged, was those shots on the water. And the last thing would be Donnie's story. Donnie was, I won't say much about the character, but he was one of the Shire guys, and they busted him out of his shell. So that was the good. Yeah. Now the bad, George Clooney's directing. Well, he just went for the most old-timey feel with just the least amount of emotion you could possibly have in this film. It was so bland. It was tough to stay engaged, like you said. You had to do something. You were taking notes. It was tough to stay engaged at times because it was just a bland love story. Caleb Turner, he's not. I don't know. I didn't feel any of the real emotion. And then the ugly for me was there's just really no emphasis. You know, this is the 1936 Olympics, pre-World War II. Like there's that foreboding feeling across the entire world about this, and it kind of just got brushed over. Where I feel like if they had leaned a little bit more into that and why this game mattered or why winning meant so much, there could have been a little bit more of an emotional attachment to the story. However, they kind of just brushed right over it. So anyway,
I can't believe I'm about to defend this movie for that.
Please do.
Because here's the thing. This is a movie that I consider milquetoast filmmaking.
Is that a good
Definitely
or-
bland.
It's not
boring.
good.
Yeah, it's boring.
It's not a film that's creative. It's not a film that has any sort of interesting shot compositions. The acting is serviceable, but like not like super tremendous. And just everything feels like, as you said, Jack, it feels like it's a movie from like the 80s, early 90s. Like, I don't know, a la like, I don't know, Dances with Wolves. I don't even think Dances with Wolves is an actual good movie.
This was way worse than Dances.
I understand, you know, but like a la like that style of film without any of the
I get
creativity.
that.
You know?
But it's 2023, so
Right. I think the reason the emphasis on this film, at least how I understand it, was about these boys together on this boat and less about the circumstances around it.
yeah,
Because these
teamwork and
guys are
trust.
just rowing, right? And like,
teamwork and trust.
yeah, they're better than the varsity team, right? And yeah, they're better than all the other schools in the US. And yeah, they're better than the Nazis and the other countries. But like in the end, it doesn't matter because this movie is just about these boys on the boat and them having fun together. And I think that's like the underlying tone of this. It's like,
yeah, but that's not interesting.
I don't disagree. Well, I think it could be interesting.
It could be interesting, but it wasn't.
But it's not the execution is what fails in the end, right? And I think that's the underlying issue. It's like nothing in this stands out to me as like an amazing film that's like, oh, this is like the movie of the year. And I feel like I remember when it came out having that feeling when I saw it, I was like, oh, George Clooney's directing, and he's not a
I was gonna see it in theaters. I skipped it,
but like you think, hey, it's gonna be a good movie, like, you know, it's fun, and then you come into it and you're like, man, this is just like, I don't know, it's like boring. It's a movie that I just sit there and go, I don't know. So how about you guys?
Yeah, I just gonna give my
oh yeah, you didn't see the movie.
So, I'm gonna give my thinking what the movie did badly based on what I think they could have made out of the book. I think basically this movie is much more about team spirit and winning something as a team instead of the sport itself. It's more about the spirit of team things and whatever, and triumph than it is the actual sport. Like the actual sport could be anything else. They could play polo or tennis or snooker for what it's worth.
Snooker would have been boring. Polo would have been more interesting.
Yeah, of course. And then there's a half-hearted love interest that they didn't really use the way they could have.
Oh, it was so bad.
And they didn't milk his personal drama story enough.
No, they did.
No.
Oh, I think they did.
I mean,
but you know what? It might have also been that I didn't care enough to really want to hear his personal drama.
It's not about needing to hear about the personal drama. It's about having it culminate with his story with the team in a satisfying way.
Love the baby.
And my last pictures, they didn't. Oh my god!
Hello. Hello.
So cute. And yeah, and the last point is they did put in a dramatic, frivolous Hitler speech.
Well, it was out of place because no other part of the movie was about that. They didn't make it seem like, oh, this Olympics is so important because, you know, we need to make Germany look bad. We can't let them be the superpower. You know what I mean? Like that was never touched on. But then at the end, they just kept panning to Hitler, and it was like, it's so not where the movie was going. And it's just, if you're gonna do it right.
Because in the book, one of the first things that happens when they come to Germany is they sit in the Olympic Stadium and hear a very frivolous opening speech by Hitler, and everyone is jumping up, saluting, and is joyous about this guy, and the Americans feel so outlandish about this. So
Yeah, they didn't do
this
that.
could have been a good scene to establish the people behind the rudder, basically.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting very in the weeds of it. I'll give my general thoughts, and then we can move into spoiler territory,
Yeah.
because I don't think there's a lot to talk about in a broader basis here. I think might as well just jump into the specific things things to clean up with the movie. But I thought it was okay. Anyway, spoiler time.
You've nothing else to say. It's okay.
I mean, I have pages and pages of things, but they're all like so specific or talking about tying things together in a big, more culminating way.
Let's
But nothing
get there,
that's going
baby.
to
Let's
be like
get there. Do your rundown.
Spoiler
and then get
tickers
to it.
up. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get to it. I'll touch on it.
okay. So I mean,
Are
I
touching.
think the biggest weird element going on about this movie is that it is a movie about the power of teamwork, but we don't actually do a lot of team building. It's weirdly sort of a film about this guy Joe, and sort of like
It's all about
it
Donnie.
has the bones of an ensemble film, but we
That's
don't
true.
come to know these people, nor do I feel like Joe's really coming to know these people. And if he's our eye into the movie,
Joe
that
sucks.
doesn't come together.
That's valid.
But
Joe
Joe
sucks.
is this character that his whole issue is that he's been cutting people, his emotional attachment to people off his whole life, and has been living as an individual because of his circumstances, and needs to learn to accept people back into his life so he could function in this team unit. But there's never any. At what point does he come to grips with that? At what point does he connect with the team? You see them rowing together.
Well, no,
and I
it's
guess
funny
you're
enough
supposed
that
to
you mentioned
fill
that
in
because
the
they
pieces
finally
in
do
their
have a
head,
team building
and now
moment
the
in
sentence
the
is
bar.
over.
They have a team building moment in the bar when Donnie's playing piano. They all make him go play piano, and Joe fucking leaves the bar to go bang the blonde chick. He leaves.
Yeah, which
the
I thought was
one team
good.
building moment. He leaves.
Yeah, I mean that's fairly early in the movie. I'm thinking that's a fine beat to us be establishing the fact that he's not communicating with the team. But I thought that was going somewhere. It
Justin,
didn't.
I'll tell you exactly the more I thought that was going to happen, and it doesn't. Okay, because they established that they all are basically poor. Right? All these boys are not well off. Right? The coach goes into the locker room.
There's a locker scene.
Yeah, but I mean,
and
it's
the
no,
coach
no,
sees
so
Joe's
there's
stuff, and
an
the coach
elitist
sees another
undertone.
person's stuff with holes.
And
in
then
the
we
shoe.
have the scene in the trade, right? Where the one guy is like,
we see conflict within the team.
right,
Yes.
but the conflict could have been the perfect way to create the resolution for them to work together in Poughkeepsie, right? And
But
that
instead,
doesn't
you
happen.
get just a one-on-one between him and someone else, and that someone else goes, "We're not so different,
you and I, and then and then Joe goes, "Man, I'm depressed. I can't row anymore."
Yeah.
And then when the
Joe's
boat guy
always the
is
problem. He's always
and then
the
when
problem.
the boat guy is like, "You need to man up and not deal with your deal with your problems," he goes to the coach and goes, "I do want to be on the team," and then everything is good, I guess. Like, but that's the conflict. Like, they're
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Joe was
German,
always
so
the
you gotta-
problem in the boat. Even Donnie's sick, and he's not even the problem. Joe's still the problem. He's quitting the team the day before the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like, Joe's always the problem. He's always the poor me, newspaper in my shoes guy. And it's just, I wish the movie was about Donnie, because I actually like Donnie, the introvert, plays piano. He's good at everything he does. And then he gets sick. It's a Michael Jordan flu game type thing. I thought he was the most interesting character. I thought the coach, Al.
I like the coach. I think he would have been an interesting character.
Who?
The coach. I like.
Al was good. Yeah, what's his name? What's that guy's name? Friggin' Edgerton.
Right. Oh yeah, the boat guy.
Al. Well, no. I think isn't Al the coach?
Yeah, Al is the coach, and then Edgerton is the guy that makes the boats. No.
Well, I think Joel Edgerton is the actor who plays Al.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no.
Doesn't matter. I
Doesn't
think
even matter.
he was pretty good. There what?
The whole cast is like serviceable.
It's
like,
it's
it
very
does the
serviceable
job.
across the board. Donnie was my favorite. Donnie was my favorite, hands down.
And the dude barely talks or has
That-
barely any like acting. He just
I
like
know.
sits there and then he's sick and that's it. And then
And he was my favorite, so that
I
tells
know.
you a lot. That tells you a lot.
like
He's your favorite, not a Bobby boat shouty boy. Like, come on.
he's fun.
I
He's
I
fun.
was so confused when he was introduced. I was like, have we seen this guy before? The conversation makes it sound like this guy's had a big arc up until this point. But I had no.
I was a
recollection
Donnie
of him
guy. I was
prior.
basically just rooting for Donnie the entire time. He's what kept me engaged into the film.
What was going on with Donnie? This sick guy looks like he's about to die,
He was
and the
like-
movie's like big splendor music. We're gonna push through death real quick.
Yeah, but
for the-
he plays
I remember
piano
the
twice.
theme. I'm
He
like,
does it. He plays
I don't
piano
know.
one time when it's just them, and then he plays piano another time in front of the big crowd.
And then when they sing the song to him, he's alive.
Yeah, that was like the best part of that was the only good part of the movie, if we're being quite honest.
It's the only part that has like a resolution to some sort
The
of
only
conflict.
part that has any emotion.
But it's also centered around characters that we have not spent very much time with. before
Correct,
this
which is
final
why
act,
this
so.
movie is milk toast.
That's why it's
Whoa.
not great. Yeah, it's because we focus on Joe, and at the end of the day, Joe's poor, but he's not interesting.
Well, Worm agrees with you
Thank
that Donnie
you,
is the
Worm.
best one.
Oh, Worm, my guy. See, someone else watched the film and understood it. Worm, shout out Worm, you're my guy.
I love that we're live. It makes the weirdest interactions.
No, I mean,
Um,
but he's right though, and I'm right as well. And I hate to say it, but it is what it is.
There are no
That
right
was-
and wrong answers.
That was
I'm
the
just
best
always
part
right.
of the film. And everyone in the chat agrees. So,
All one person.
No one
that
here's
has commented.
disagreeing.
well, there was a little bit of. Anyway,
Take the,
so yeah, I mean,
no
we
one,
can
no,
talk
one-
about,
no one
like,
here's
themes.
Team Joe is
So
what
yeah,
I'm saying.
what other themes were there besides teamwork and trust in this film? Anything we can touch on a broader sense? Like, what
No,
kind
but
of-
just you said you have a whole list of thoughts, and I love how you structure.
Well, I mean, they were thoughts as I. Do you want me to read? I will read the first thing that I wrote down.
let's do it.
I like the little lion before the movie starts. That's how you know you're in for an adventure. But then I wrote a sub note that
What
says.
MGM? You just like
yeah,
you like the MGM intro? Jesus
But
Christ.
then I also wrote a sub note thinking about the fact there's lion and it's a movie called Boys in the Boat. I'm like, Life of Pie Thievery? Question mark. This is what I'm writing during the movie. My second note is big guy, comma, little money.
That's funny. That's
Surely
That's funny.
Surely Joe's the one who becomes Captain America at the end, and I'm thinking about old man Captain America. He also has the Chris Evans voice. It all
Yeah.
clicks together. I mean,
This,
He
how about
wishes
next
he was
note?
Chris Evans.
as a bunch of
That guy couldn't hold Chris Evans' jockstrap.
white dudes, can we point out that this film is whiter than it needed to be?
Well, it's
yeah, I have a
true.
note
It's the
later
most
that says-
elitist sport probably there is, right? I mean, polo was mentioned earlier. Polo is probably a little more elitist because you got to own a horse.
But not
What?
even in the party was there
Crew?
a non-white person.
Yeah,
well,
they were
well,
celebrating the-
who would there be? They showed Jesse Owens. Shout out Jesse Owens.
Oh,
that's what I was
true.
gonna say.
Well,
like, at the party
controlled
at the
F
university.
white, and my,
Well, yeah,
my
yeah.
note there
You
was,
think there's going to be colored folk at the crew party at Washington University? First of all, Washington University. But what percent of Washington is white? All of it? Especially in the 30s?
I don't know. If you walk through the streets, you see a lot of red brick houses.
In the 30s?
He made a joke about houses, Jack.
I didn't get it.
The fact
I
that
don't know. If you walk through Boston, you see a lot of red houses.
that's not Washington though.
That's-
Wait,
That's
what's
not
that?
Washington.
My bad.
What? What? And I defended you too.
Well, he's from Germany. It's not his fault.
The movie because
I
He
didn't
felt-
like Washington.
Well, I
that it
assume
was
you're
a
from
story
Germany.
that needed to be told. Sure, this is a story that needed to be told, but it also needs to be told well.
See, Jeff's right. It is a good story with terrible execution because it could have been done well. They could have made it maybe not so much about these boys in the boats, or if they were, pick an interesting character.
Or make it an
it's a story that
ensemble
should be told because I didn't know. I didn't know.
This is like Justin is right. This is a perfect ensemble film.
Well, perfect ensemble with a bad cast, sure.
No, as in
No,
like the story
Cameron's
itself
saying,
would
in
be.
theory, were it to be an actual ensemble film, it might have hit better.
Yeah.
Could have hit better, right? Like, let's get some relationships between these guys. Like, you see their faces, you recognize their faces, but you have no idea what any of their backstories is, except for Joe and Donnie, who some people like.
And
Intellectuals, others not so much.
the other guy, what's his face? The other dude that Joe is friends with.
Yeah, I didn't like that guy. He was short. He wouldn't have actually made the team in real life.
Also, in regards to the Clooney thing, that he said it's a story that need to be told. You know, there's a book that told it. He didn't bring much respect to it. So
Yeah, but Seb, who
Why didn't
watches
we-
movies? Who reads books?
Well, I read books.
I also read books.
But
But
I'm
are we-
currently reading The Sirens of Titan. Shout out Kurt Vonnegut.
I don't know. Let AI read it to you while you watch some Subway Surfer gameplay or something.
Ooh.
I don't care.
Welcome to the 2020s.
Man, your generation is just toast.
Mine?
Yeah, the Subway
Cameron,
Surfer
your
generation is
generation.
toast. Yes.
Are
my
we the
generation's
Subway Surfer
fine.
generation? I thought that was the ones
Definitely
below us.
not the Subway Surfer generation.
No, not us.
Yes,
It's-
it is.
I thought it's Gen Alpha.
No. Oh,
Are we
You know
really
what?
just
We're
boxing
getting
it
off
like
topic
this?
here. We're getting off topic here.
I was
You're
gonna
out of
say,
your
I'm nearly
mind.
30. I don't relate to it at all.
I don't either, but that's anyway.
Let's
I
get back to
mean-
so yes, it was a story that needed to be told because I had never heard about it before. Now I knew about the 36 Olympics and I knew about the weight that those athletes carried on their shoulders and how much it meant. I wish that the film had touched on that.
Trust me, the Olympic Stadium in Berlin has some juju.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? I'm just not even gonna say that.
It
I'm not even
stills
gonna
up.
say it. They had a hell of a run with some good architecture and some good.
Hey, you know what? If it's good for the Hunger Games, then it's good.
Speaking of Hunger Games, did you guys see Caleb Turner, Joe, in the new Hunger Games film? Because I liked him more in that than I did in this.
A songbird
Oh
was
yeah,
made.
he was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, I read that book as well. I know we don't read around here, but I did read that. Book
I
as well.
read.
That's I just read the newest Hunger Games book.
I haven't read that
Oh,
yet.
my wife's reading it right now. She
I had a
she
great
left
time
it
with
in New
that.
Orleans. She just flew back. She left it in New
Nice.
Orleans, so she's only halfway through.
I hope she
Oh,
has
she
a
left
great
it in.
time.
She said she left it in
They're
the
doing one about
airport.
Haymitch.
What?
Haymitch.
People are racing for that book. Barnes Noble's constantly
Wait.
sold out. You just
So wait, you read that, but you didn't read Songbirds and Snakes?
That's the only Hunger Games book I didn't read.
Songbirds and Snakes was so good.
I
read
saw
the
the
first
movie.
few, but, like,
And funny thing is, the only one I read was Songbirds and Snakes, so I have nothing to compare.
So
Well,
you were the only one that I didn't read.
Well, no, I watched the movies before I read the first ones. I'm not going to read the book after I watched the movie. But then when Songbirds came out, I read
That's a take.
Songbirds.
that being said,
some of us might not rate books, but I guess we really all
rate that movie. That's a great transition.
Yeah, we
Thank
haven't
you,
even
Seb.
spoken
That was
about like the awesome shots of Hitler being
There
shook.
was no good shots in this movie. The
Well,
camera was
on
lazy.
the water, they
the
had a
acting
couple
was
overhead
lazy.
shots on the
The
water that
directing
were
was
good.
lazy.
And
The
there
was a
writing
couple
was
shots.
lazy.
Head-on shots towards
There
the
was
end
a
of the
couple
final
shots
race.
on the water that were good.
felt
There was a
intense.
couple shots on the water that were good.
And as it apparently wasn't that close to the book anyway, the only good shots of Hitler would have been a sniper scene.
We didn't get to talk yet about adaptation and the fact that it's based on a true story
Yeah,
and the
that-
limitations of that, which seemed like they
Oh, that's
might have done that to a fault.
But apparently didn't because the book wasn't adapted well.
We didn't talk
According to-
about the impact of the let's raise the money scene and how it's in a structural sense in a really weird spot if it was a
How did
totally
they raise the
fictional
money in the movie?
story.
Trivia
But-
question for you fellas.
But also is
Just like in a
like
weird part
is
of the
a
movie.
good theoretical team building exercise, but they don't use it for that. It's just used for the underdog angle. But it also goes by super quickly. Were you looking to say something, Jack?
So $5,000 they needed to raise in the movie. What is
Right.
that in today's money? Everybody take a guess.
I
30,
guess it
40?
was like
Wrong.
5,000. It's about 45K.
Nope.
I was thinking like 250K.
$110,000.
Wow.
Still, yeah, that's huge.
110,000 because it's $5,000 in the movie, and you're like, shit, $5,000 is gonna get you $5,000. $110,000 is what they were really trying to raise in our times.
Shipping
Right.
back then was. Did they have any scenes on the ship in the movie?
No.
No.
Scenes on
Did they
what?
even mention the name?
Of the ship?
Yeah.
No.
'Cause, like,
The boat. They showed the name of the boat 100 times, and every
It was
time
a
I was like, "Oh, I gotta
Husky.
remember that."
no,
yeah, 'cause
the,
the guy.
boat, the big ship that all
Oh,
the
no,
athletes
not the
took
big ship.
over to Europe.
No.
I mean, they've been all on a boat. Wouldn't it have been so funny if like a Titanic happened to that boat and all the athletes like were lost on sea? I mean, what would happen to the Olympics?
Well, they would have all gotten in the rowboats and then had a race.
Who wants to rate that movie first?
It's a 54.
Actually,
Would you say 54?
54.
out of
2.5 stars, fellas. 2.5 stars. 54.
out of what?
100 or 5. Your pick. 2.5 or 54.
54 out of 5? That's a big
No.
talk about this.
54 out of 100. Or a 2.5 out of 5. Take your pick. But
I give it a 3 out of 5. Again, it's so
you're crazy for 3 out of 5. By the way, that's
You give it a
insane.
3 out of 5.
You give it a 54. It's a
Well,
5.
What I will give here is, while ratings, blah blah blah, my feelings there.
What's your
But
rating?
to give it the same, is that the same score you gave Revenge of the Sith?
That's what I'm saying. That's
he
what I'm
gave
saying.
less than
That's
3.
insane. That's insane. You gave both these movies a 3-star. Boys in the Boat.
Which
It's
one are you
nowhere
going to be
near.
more excited to revisit, Cammy?
Neither.
Well,
Neither.
okay, while Cameron looks what he gave Star Wars, I'll just say and if Cameron can do that, I can do that. I give it a 19 out of 36, which as goes to by like
30?
68%.
19.
I did give Revenge of the Sith a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, so you're saying those two movies are in the same category.
Correct.
That's what you're.
No,
For different
And
reasons.
you stand by that. And you
Wait,
stamp your
higher.
name to it.
Yeah, I do. I
That's
find
insane. That's
the
insane.
Revenge of the Sith is not a good movie. And I
It's-
will stand by that.
would you
certainly
agree
better
that
than
it's
Boys
the
in the
best
Boat.
out of the new trilogy?
Sorry.
Would you agree that Revenge of the Sith is the best one out of that trilogy?
100%.
No, not you, Cameron.
See, I've only
Stay
seen
out of this
1
track.
and 3.
This is
And-
insane.
I don't like any of them.
Well,
The trilogy or
they all
Star
have
Wars?
their
No,
moments.
the
They all have
prequels.
their moments.
Really? We're going to talk about the driest dialogue that I've seen this year? Like, the dialogue in
Drier
this
than Boys in the
movie-
Boat.
The movie, yeah, prior to Boys in the Boat.
Yeah,
Although
exactly.
Boys in the Boat
Maybe
was,
again.
but at least the
Apparently
shooting,
those boys
I
are
don't
getting
know.
a little wet.
The acting was better in Boys in the Boat than it was in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, but in Revenge of the Sith, there's interesting things to look at.
Lisa thinking you're overreacting.
Just a touch. But I will not stand for any Hayden Christensen hate at all. That's my guy, and I will.
We're not Hayden Christensen.
His acting is not good in that movie, though.
Doesn't matter.
But I would also blame that on George Lucas rather than on the acting, because
George Lucas wasn't the director of that movie.
yes, he was.
Of the third one?
Yeah,
Was he?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he directed the full prequel
He
trilogy.
directed the prequels, all the prequels. He
Oh.
wrote and directed
Okay.
1, 2, and 3, and 4
Yeah, and 4, because he wasn't the director
of 5 and 6.
Of
No, that's
5
why
and
those
6.
are like.
I thought he
two of the
was
best-
director of 6.
No, he was not.
No.
We're talking about the old ones.
Correct.
Anyway,
Now-
it doesn't
now-
matter.
now we're all-
We're off topic, fellas. We're off topic. So did anyone get us over Cam gave it a 60 out of 100, which is insane, but here we are.
He gave it a 19 out of 36.
Which is less than 50. That's
Wait,
more
No,
than
it's
50.
not. It's more than 50.
It's just over 50. It's not quite at 60.
No, it's 68.
It's 68.
Oh,
19
that's
out of
insane. That's
36.
insane. You
Yeah,
didn't
but
even
then
watch
again-
the movie.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. I'm also basing it on the book and what I've heard from you. So it gets married.
This is even wilder.
Based
All
on
right,
what you heard
Justin,
from
Justin, what is your take? Give us some sort of.
okay. Let me
Rating.
revise.
It's an
It's
okay
1
out of 10.
936.
it's an okay out of 10. I like that.
Screw it, whatever.
Script is bad.
So here's what's fun. Oh, I made a mistake. Oopsie.
What can he do wrong?
I did a tier list.
Braveheart, S tier.
And we're talking about actors that became directors.
Mel Gibson, S tier.
So we're gonna talk about, do we know who directed these films and how we rate their
George
direction?
Lucas.
No, George Lucas was not an actor.
I know who. What's the mid nineties?
Mid-90s?
Is Jonah Hill.
Correct. Did you see
Yeah.
that?
I didn't see it. I've been looking forward to it. It just came on streaming.
No, it has not. It's been on streaming for a while. It's a solid
No,
8.
it just came on streaming on my platforms.
Oh, okay. It's been on Mubi for like years.
Okay, I don't have Mubi.
Well, that's on you. Then this is A Quiet Place, which is
Oh
directed
my
by
god,
Quiet
I
Place.
love that movie, and it's Mike. I mean, it's Jim.
Yeah, it's Jim.
What's his name? Jack?
Oh, it's Jim. Doesn't matter.
Toby.
No, John Krasinski S tier.
John Krasinski. Wait, so A Quiet Place. Did you guys see A Quiet Place the first one?
I
in
did
theaters?
not.
Yes,
but
I love it. Yeah.
I've seen
No, but
parts
did
of A
you see
Quiet
it in
Place.
theaters?
Yeah.
The first one.
Yes.
Okay, because it was I'll never forget that experience. It was, you could hear a pin drop in that place.
It was terrifying. It was awesome.
It was terrifying, and
Yeah.
everyone was in it together. And like,
Yeah.
people would bite their popcorn. Everyone's like looking over, like, how dare you?
Yeah,
It was an experience. Now the second one's good. The third one, I mean, they're
The
different.
third
but the
one
first,
wasn't directed by John Krasinski though.
no, it's totally different, and it's like
Yeah.
a different feel than I still liked it, but that first one, I'll never forget seeing that in theaters. That was
Do
an
you
experience.
guys know who directed the Matilda movie?
Yes, it's Danny DeVito.
Yeah, it is.
Danny
Which-
DeVito.
I'm
Wow.
driving right now, by the way. I'm just doing this live.
Which, like, I can't believe.
How
that
could
he
you not
directed-
believe it? He's the narrator of the film as well.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, doesn't.
Tick Tick Boom was directed by,
Lin-Manuel
Well,
Miranda.
and I don't know.
I love Tic Tac
It's a good
Boom.
movie, but is it S? I don't know if it's S tier.
No.
I would put
It's
it at
definitely
A.
not S tier. I
It's
wouldn't
not
even put
below
Matilda
A.
S tier. Jackie would.
No, I
Jackie
put it
would-
at A. I put it at solid A.
Okay.
Um,
We're getting a little liberal with the. They
That's
put
the one.
Matilda-
Whoa. Tic Tac Boom's.
Matilda, for its time.
Jackie
All
says
the way,
Matilda is S tier, so you're
all
good.
the way, all the way.
Fences was directed by Denzel Washington. by the way.
Denzel, that's easy. That's a
And
curve.
I love Fences, but I also think that Denzel Washington's a really good director. I don't know if I'd consider it A tier though. It's like a high B for me.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, I both movies in the A tier already. I don't know. I think that might be overrated, but
No, mid 90s is one of my favorite. It's a really good movie. Monkey Man was directed by,
Oh, Patel.
correct, Dev Patel. I think we had very different thoughts on. I don't know. Did you see Monkey Man?
I saw it in theaters on release day, Thursday previews, baby, and I loved it. I thought it got a little boring in the beginning. I mean, in the second act, first act was very strong. The second act gets a little boring, and then the third act, my only problem was at the end of the day, it was too easy to defeat the big boss.
I don't. Do you?
But it's at least a B. I mean, I had it at 3.5.
I guess.
I
Then
might have
Star,
given it, maybe gave it 4, but I'm pretty sure I gave it 3.5.
A Star Is Born was directed
Lady
by.
Gaga.
No.
No, it's
Justin, would you like to say, since you definitely know who it is?
I just find it funny because I was also going to say Lady Gaga.
Bradley Cooper,
Yeah,
correct.
I was gonna say it's
Rocket
Toby Hooper.
Raccoon. Yes.
Who also directed?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
no, he did not.
I was gonna say something similar, but yeah.
Shout out James Gunn, dude.
I love James Gunn.
The Avengers Endgame.
I joke.
He
we have
also
jokes.
We
directed
kid.
He also directed Maestro
Stars Born.
and Maestro.
B,
C tier.
B,
C.
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 I'm cool with it. That's
I
fine.
find A Star Is Born to be not as good as Maestro.
I watched it
Um,
twice. I didn't like it. I liked it.
I
less
didn't love
the second one.
Maestro anyway.
Not Maestro. I mean, Star Is Born.
I would put it like at a solid C, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or would you put it at B?
I would put it at
C's
C.
fine. I'm cool with C. That's fine.
Y2K was directed by.
I've never seen
James
that film.
Cameron.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, right.
Unless the German title is completely different.
No, it's also called Y2K.
Maybe I've heard of it, but never
Frick,
seen
what's
it.
his
I don't
name?
know.
Kyle Mooney, I think his name is.
Wait, Kyle Mooney, the comedian?
Yeah,
What's the
He
movie
he
about?
directs that movie?
yeah.
Okay, I'm interested.
And it's an
Oh,
A24
Kyle Mooney's
flick
funny.
Oh, no,
too.
wait, that one you have seen that.
Kyle
Oh,
Mooney
you
direct.
can't-
I didn't know that. So
Really?
that just came on HBO Max. I might have to take a look.
Go
at that.
see it. I find it a solid
I'm hearing so things about it.
It's like a solid B. I'd put it like in between Fences and Monkey Man.
I can't imagine. Yeah, I would say it's.
I mean,
I'll check
it's
it. It just
it's a
popped up
fun-
on
It's
HBO.
a fun movie. Don't get me wrong.
What? It's
but
an
like-
A24 flick. It's got Ortega in it. The ceiling's only
It doesn't
so
have
high.
Ortega in it.
Isn't Ortega?
Rachel
in-
Zegler.
No. Oh, it's Zegler. Oh, that's even
Yeah.
worse.
Did he just do?
No, but she's really good. I think that her acting is not too bad in this movie. And the other guy. From
She's
that
also in
movie,
Songbirds and Snakes, but
She is, and I
Yeah.
found her to be really good in Songbirds and Snakes.
I liked that movie. Me and Jackie both liked it. We both read the book. We both liked the movie.
And the kid from It, Jared Martell, is also in Y2K. As well
can't
as
see
Julian
anyone.
Dennison, who's the kid from The Wildebeest. Not
Is
the-
that next one Mission
Oh.
Impossible?
No.
Yeah, no, it's
The Wilder People. The kid from Wilder People is in Y2K.
Taika Waititi.
I
No,
can't,
the
see, I
kid.
can't see what these next movies are.
It's Argo.
Matt-
directed
Oh,
by-
fun fact. Never seen it, but I know that it's Affleck.
Correct. I actually really like this movie.
It's
but
on my list.
Yeah, I think it's
like
it's
a
quite
solid.
good.
It's like a solid here.
It's
Yeah.
on my list. So I'm in a process of rewatching and rating every single Best Picture film. I'm 48 deep.
Next is Braveheart, directed by.
Braveheart, S tier, Mel Gibson. Just bring it up
Would
to
you
the top.
consider Mel Gibson to be an S tier director though?
It's an S tier film.
I thought we were
Are we
rating
directors
films.
or movies.
Kind of.
I don't care. His
swapping.
direction's fantastic. The film's fantastic. The writing's fantastic. It
Yeah,
makes me
I
want to
mean-
run through a wall. If you
I
don't
mean,
think Braveheart's
Braveheart
S tier, you're
has
either not
I don't know.
Irish or a coward. Take your pick.
Next movie is The Brutalist.
I don't know. I forgot the name of. The
Wasn't
other
it like
thing.
Mangio? What isn't it? Something with an M?
No.
No. It's the main. It's the main actor, right?
What? No.
It wasn't the. It wasn't Brody.
It's Brady Colbert,
That was it.
who also was in I forget what.
Who did he play in the movie?
He did not play anyone in the movie.
He wasn't in the movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's just an actor who did a movie that he. Okay.
It's a lot of these.
It's he was in a lot of movies. I don't remember.
Do I know any of them? Yeah.
Anyway, this
I've
is an
noticed
S
some
tier
of them.
movie, and if you fight me on this, I will murder you.
I'll give you S tier.
Wait,
the
wait.
The score is fantastic. And
The
best
movie
part-
is amazing. It deserved Best Picture. You cannot convince me
But the way-
otherwise.
Well,
Right,
Dune,
the
Dune
direction
deserved
qualities
Best
of
Picture,
the
but it was
person,
probably
S tier?
second or third.
If it's that, then most likely he drops down to like an A, like a low A, because Vox Lux was good, but not super amazing. And I forget the other movie that he directed. This is his third feature. But yeah, I'm putting The Brutalist up there. If we want
I
to talk
think
about
it's an
just,
S tier film. It was very good. The acting was really good. The intermission was was a chef's kiss. You know what I mean? I got to go to the bathroom, refill my drink, refill my popcorn. If it wasn't for that, I would have lost interest probably. So
They do refills on popcorn in America.
they do sometimes, but
you never had an intermission, Seb?
No, we had intermissions, and normally you can refill your drink,
but not your.
but not your popcorn.
Oh man, cheap sons of baskets.
The next movie is
Peel.
Get Out.
Peel,
Jordan
Peel,
Peele.
Peel.
I'd put him up at S. He's an S
It's
tier
S
director.
or A. It's realistically it's an A because it's not as good as Braveheart or The Brutalist.
All right, I'm gonna put it here though.
I think it's just as good as Matilda, though. I don't think Matilda is as
No,
tier,
Matilda's a great movie.
but- Okay, I know it's a great movie, but We're talking about S
Next
tier.
movie is Cocaine Bear.
Oh my god, I loved that
Is
movie.
there a triple S tier?
Elizabeth Banks directed Cocaine
Yeah,
Bear.
I was gonna say it was Elizabeth Banks, and she's amazing. She's amazing in Invincible. She's amazing in The Hunger Games. She's basically amazing in everything she does. I love Elizabeth Banks.
And I only put this in there because I couldn't believe that it was directed by Elizabeth Banks.
You didn't know that? Did you see that one in theaters?
I did not see Cocaine Bear at all.
What?
I know.
That movie's funny.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the sequel. Aren't they gonna make a second one?
I thought-
Like not the bear.
They're absolutely not gonna make a second one.
I heard rumors that they're gonna make another one, not called Cocaine Bear, but like whatever different.
I don't know. It's a very funny movie. Am I the only one who's seen it?
No, I've seen it.
Oh, okay. What's the one after Cocaine? I can't see these thumbs. They're so tiny.
It's I would put Cocaine Bear like
Let
at
me
C
find that
C
out for you.
tier.
Yeah, I think C is fine. I think that's fine.
The next is Blackberry. I don't actually know if this is. Too
Oh
of a
my
deep cut for
god,
you.
this movie was so good. It's at least A tier.
Did I tell you that I met Matt Johnson, who's the director of
No.
this film?
No.
So Matt Johnson, who's the director, he also plays the techie. So not like the business guy, but like the partner of the business guy.
Yeah, I know. I know who it is. It's the one
and
who's always he's funny. He's the one who's always like everything's gonna work out.
And I was in Berlin for the film festival, and the film that he acted in after this, which is called Matt and Mara, was premiering, and he was literally at a coffee shop that I was at, and I'm like, "You're Matt Johnson, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I really loved you in Black. I loved how you
Did
did
you
Blackberry."
ask him how it was working with Glenn Howerton? Because he is the piece de resistance.
I
to
did
that
not.
film.
I did
Glenn
not.
Howerton is everything. He is fantastic.
But I got to talk with him, and I took a cool photo with him. And you know what? That was the highlight of my Berlinale last year.
Have
Okay.
you guys? So
I
where would you put
Googled it.
Blackberry? I thought A. I would say at least an A. I don't think it's an S, but it's an A.
Camera.
Damn, he's short. Well, I guess you're tall, Cam.
I'm tall.
Yeah, I forget how tall you are until I see you. I'm like, damn.
I would put it below Tick Tick Boom though.
I've never seen Tick Tick Boom. I'd put it above it.
You didn't see the movie. You've been angry this whole time. The Tick Tick Boom's an A tier, but you didn't see the movie.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I've never seen it, and it's an A tier. Yeah, I doubt it. But let's keep crushing on. And A Real Pain. I think we all know. I think we all know who directed this one.
Me.
A Real Pain is A tier.
Let's
Yeah, but where A tier is so weirdly stacked.
It's above Get Out. It would be first in A tier.
Okay, I can vibe with that.
I think it's the best movie in A tier.
And also, Jesse Eisenberg needs to direct more movies.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
He's a better, and his writing was robbed for an Oscar.
What for?
Best
original screenplay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was. What won best original screenplay?
Anora.
Oh, gross. Don't even get me started.
The movie was really good.
It was good. It wasn't even really good. It was just good. I don't even think it was really good.
No.
I think it was just good.
I apologize to anyone that's been affected by the fact that I've been screaming into the mic this whole time.
That's
Yeah.
okay. You gotta get the people. You gotta get the people excited somehow. And sometimes yelling is the best way to do that. I just watched Do the Right Thing for the first time, a Spike Lee joint the other day, and it's fantastic. And everyone's just yelling the whole time, which is like my favorite kind of thing. I'm an Always Sunny guy. Shout out Glenn Howerton. Bring it back to
Best show ever.
Blackberry. And yeah, I love people who yell and yelling. So it's right in my wheelhouse.
Also, to come back to Cocaine Bear, I've researched it, and apparently there's been interviews with her where she said she's definitely working on it and wants to do a sequel, and the most likely one will be Cocaine Shark.
Oh, that's.
I saw a Reddit thing where people
So
said
she's literally
it's
jumping the
open to
shark
talk-
onto a cocaine shark. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, there was a Reddit thing where it said there's also been talks of the Adderall alligator.
Adderall alligator sounds funny because cocaine shark's what? Like someone's just shipping it from Colombia across the
Yeah.
Atlantic and the shark eats
I'm
it.
now
But
thinking,
that's
is
not
there-
interesting because if you're not in a boat, you're fine.
Yeah, is there an American?
Adderall alligator. I'd watch that.
Is there an
Alligator.
American-based? Is there an American-based known animal that starts with an F?
Falcon?
The fentanyl falcon?
Oh
Fentanyl
no.
falcon would be a problem. That's an
Oh,
apex predator.
no.
Do not sleep
How
on
did you
falcons.
pick
That
your
is an
bag?
apex
Damn, you're
predator.
That would be,
Mm-mm-mm.
that
Oh,
would be
no.
burn. Oh no, please don't.
Oh,
Would
no.
watch. Would watch. Would watch.
I mean, definitely, yeah.
That being said, you guys, I think this is the first time in a while that we've been under an hour for our episode, which like
I mean,
Don't tell me we're done yet.
there just wasn't a lot to touch on in Boys in the Boat. Now, George Clooney, I'm sorry. I love you as an actor. You're not a good director. Not everybody's good at everything. Maybe just stick to what you're good at.
sorry to Anthony, whose movie pick this was and wasn't able to join the episode this week.
Yeah,
sorry to
shout out
Anthony.
Anthony.
Let's
I
take
would have
him
liked to know why
down.
he
I
liked
mean,
it.
Kind
I
of like
can't imagine
Bruce
why.
Anthony picking a bad movie.
Don't be mean. He's like, I'm not gonna pick any movies because all my movie picks are always bad. I'm like, that's not true.
Well,
I mean,
we got to review everyone's
he
prior
isn't
movie
to blame
picks
for
and judge
people
from there.
making
Well,
bad movies.
what's
I'm gonna-
Anthony's history? of
I
movie
gotta
picks?
get at least one in the next table, and it's gonna be a good film.
Oh, that's good.
I trust in that.
That being said, you guys,
If you like good movies and want to support us and give a duck about what we do, help us get rid of this duck over there in the corner by supporting us.
Oh no!
And and get rid of this like
StreamYard logo.
StreamYard thing, yeah. And so we can get more cool colors and more cool things and more cool
Hit
movies.
like and smash that subscribe, fella.
Yeah, if you like
Consider hitting the
podcasts like this
Venmo
and you
link
want to
in
see
the
them live and you want to contribute to us, hit the like button, make us bigger so we can grow and thrive and get more stuff out there for you.
That being said, you guys,
And how about we advertise next week so people know what's
that's what I was about to do.
Okay,
That's
I
the
thought you were
thing.
closing.
Wait,
Sorry, I was
No,
trying to
I'm
jump in more.
talking. I want to talk about the next episode.
Yes,
Great.
No, but
Very
I
good.
start first.
Okay, but I want to make the joke.
In 2 weeks is Mother's Day for all of you because it's one of the only internationally celebrated holidays that celebrated by every single country like this. Because Father's Day in Europe is different than it is in the US, but Mother's Day is not. That being said, you guys, so we are not going to be live on Mother's Day, but there will be a nice Mother's Day episode coming out in 2 weeks, pre-recorded by all of us. You want to make a joke?
Yes, of course. I can mention the movie, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, okay. good.
Juno.
Then thank you. So we started this episode talking about babies we can't afford to have. So next episode is about
no!
babies.
Oh no!
Babies that
Oh no! No!
Okay.
I didn't
Right
even
on.
make the joke
I
yet.
just want to give one more
wait.
big shout out to Worm for recognizing the fact that Donnie was in fact the best part of the Boys in the Boat. Thank you, Worm, for just knowing how to evaluate a film and
Don
see
was a
talent.
loser who got sick. I want characters who don't get sick.
Okay, to finish this up,
Yeah.
we started this episode talking about babies we would have. Next time we watch talking about a movie about someone having babies. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I
And
got a
we
lot of thoughts. I have way more thoughts on Juno. I got a whole page of typed up notes here. So
That,
We talk about that next week.
I'm gonna sign
2
off,
weeks.
fellas, and I will see you back.
see you
for
guys in
Juno.
2 weeks.
Bye.
All
Bye.
right, bye, Jack. All right, let's keep this going. For as long as we can.
No, so we're
Till he's back. He won't be back.
what?
No. He won't
Bye.
be back. No.